is a trained engineer and a chartered accountant. However, her love and passion for reading and writing direct her to her dream job of writing and book coaching for clients worldwide. She combines her training as a Neuro Linguistic Programming practitioner and knowledge of writing to coach female consultants, coaches, and professionals to write their books to earn, influence, and impact their tribes. She's married with 4 children. Her kryptonite is a good book, green tea, and the occasional slice of cake. Like the cake you denied me this afternoon, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, Raheemah Odusote is going to be talking to us about conquering our writing fears. So, Raheemah, take it away.
Yeah.
Take it away. The stage is yours.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I have a slide.
Okay.
But because will you be able to hear me share the slide? Or
okay.
Let me just
hold on.
I don't think. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Hold on a second.
Okay. So how are you, ladies? How are you, sisters? I believe you're all writers here. Whether you are like wanting to be a writer, already writing, or you're an accomplished author already, you're welcome. And I'm so happy, stoked to be here to share my knowledge, the little I know, on conquering your fears. You know, as writers, we have these fears, a lot of them. They come in different shapes and names. So those are the fears we are going to be talking about. So conquering your writing fears. What are those fears? Yes, we're going to be talking, I think, up to 10 of them. Yes, we're going to be looking at them. And then when we look at what they look like, we now look at, okay, what are the things? What can we do to conquer them or to reduce them to the bare minimum so that they will not disrupt our writing ingenuity? So, perfectionism. This is one that I know is very common because some of my prospects and clients ask me, like, the writing is not yet good, but I cannot share it because it's not the best. And I'm like, I already know, okay, these are the characteristics of a perfectionism. And as we know, there's no such thing here in the human part. Like, you can never be perfect. That attribute only belongs to Allah, right? So what you can do is just like strive to be excellent, strive for it, strive for excellence. So take it out of your head and say, oh, I need this writing to be perfect. If you have that mindset, you're going to continue to rewrite that chapter or rewrite that post, and you will never finish, right? So like, just do your best to put your best work out there. If you've written something, try as much as possible to self-edit it, go through it and ensure there are no errors, then send it to another person, another pair of eyes that can help you look at them and see, okay, where can it be better? And and as you see the quote, perfectionism is the mother of procrastination. That's what it does actually. You keep on perfecting until you can't do anything. You're just procrastinating and procrastinating. So like, that's how you can do it. Just do your best and set your work out. That should solve the issue. Yeah, the next one that is so like common is another fear of failure. This one grips people in this hole that they cannot escape it. Let me give a story. That was a friend when I was doing my professional examination to become a chartered accountant. She told me we had like 4 courses to do in the stage. So she now told me, I was like, oh, why are you doing just one? You can do 4 or like 2 at most. 2. Say no, that she doesn't want to fail. I'm like, what? So she already that has that fear of failing, and she attributed that if she takes more than one, she might fail. And most time, that thing is just imagining, is what we are just imagining up there, which might not happen. So it's like the same thing here when you are saying, oh, my writing is terrible. I will fail. I'm not good at this. I don't know how to write well, and so on and so. It's always this charter and everything. So let's think about it this other way. Like, what if you succeed? What if you succeed? You put that writing out there, you put that story or the book out there, and you succeed. So what will happen? You feel great, right? So think about that. And another thing you should think about or ask yourself is, what about if there's someone out there that just need to read my stuff, to read my book or my post, and it will totally transform, change their life ever. So how will you take failure? Will you still allow the fear of failure to hold you back? Think about that. So let's move to the next kind of fears that we come across when we are in the writing process. Fear of rejection. This is so like very tangible, like as if you can feel, because you can be like visceral. You will feel it so deep in you when you get
Yes,
rejected, right?
I can
Like,
relate.
oh, I can't take it. You get like it's so visceral. So have you heard about J.K. Rowlings? She's the author of Harry Potter.
Harry Potter
Harry Potter
series.
is a series. Yeah, Harry Potter series. It has a TV. They show it on the TV. There's the videos, the movies. And do you know what happened? Before the first book, before she could get the first book into a publishing house, the first, I think it was the Philosopher's Stones. That's the first series. She was rejected 12 times by publishing houses. Do you know that we feel like first time rejected, second time rejected, third time rejected? Some people have given up and say, I beg, I'm not doing this anymore, right? Like, so like refuse to let
Exactly.
the fear of rejection hold you back. Rejection is not personal. As you see that she has gone ahead to publish that book, and she has published a lot of other series after that. And she's one of the richest author in the world. So it's like it's not personal. It's the same, like it's the same manuscript that she was given that yes. But I'm sure maybe because of the other publisher, I don't know who the other, they didn't see the progress. You know, there are people who have their views, myopic views. They don't see the future of the success of the book. So they didn't take her. But the person that saw it took it, grabbed it, and made it into
Took a leap of
something like unthinkable. So like the only thing that fear of rejection can do for you, you will feel bad, but you just have to take it in, and it makes you better to help your work to be better. And like you know your weaknesses, and you like if you something is rejected, maybe your manuscript is rejected. Some will tell you, publisher will tell you the reason why it's rejected, so you can go back and like look at it and say, okay, how can I make it better, right? So that's what fear of rejection can help you do to make you better. So to the next fear, this another fear that is like like pinching. It's so like, oh, I don't want to do that. They are going
I
to
love
eat
this
me
quote.
raw. Fear of judgment is real. Like, do what you feel in your heart to be right, right? But you will be criticized anyway. It's by Eleanor Roosevelt. And it's the truth. We are humans. Forget it. You will not meet some people's expectation. You will not, you cannot please everybody. You're not allowed anyway, right? Like you cannot please everybody. Like it's not everybody that be your cup of tea, right? When you write something, like some people say, I don't agree with that. all those things. Ah, she's this, she's that. Do you get? But people that will agree with you, that will be a cup of tea. They will read the book and they'll be like, "Wow, this is amazing." Do you get? So like, know that the book is not who you are when people judge you, and be strong and surround yourself with like-minded people. And if you're like, okay, I'm scared, this thing I'm going to put out there, it's very sensitive. Maybe it has to do with maybe rape. You know, we write about rape, like molestation, and you need to like, there's some people involved. Some stories are like reality. So you can use a pseudonym. A pseudonym is when you use another name rather than your given name. So you can use that and nobody will know it's written by you. So like, fear of judgment, please don't allow it to like hold you back. Rara. Just know that no matter what you do in this world, people will always judge you, whether good or bad. Judge you, yes. So the next fear that I want us to look at is the inner mean girl. Inner critic. Yeah, I have a coach called Layinka Sani. She calls the inner critic the inner mean girl. And I love her analogy. Like, your inner critic reaffirms untruth about yourself that you have internalized to be true, which is not true. She will be in that your head when you are writing that manuscript. You're sleeping, she just come, bang! She'll tell you, oh, you're writing crap, nobody will read it. You're writing rubbish. You're terrible. Your writing is terrible. Nobody will read it. And you're like, oh my God. Is this true or not?
It's so true.
Most of the time.
It's so true.
Yeah. Most of the times, it's only those chatters and everything and your inner critics. And one thing you should know is that inner critics is there, like natural, so that it can protect you. Yeah, it can protect you from harm. Yeah, that's why it's there. But when it gets in your way of writing or sharing your creativity with the world, then you need to deal with it right. So recognize those thoughts when they come. And when they come, just stop. You can journal if you're a journal person. Journal about the thoughts. If you're not a journal person, you can meditate and really like get into that talk and know that they are not you. Most of the time when you sit with it and like, this thing is telling me, no, my writing is okay. Yeah, the message I'm passing is going to make an impact. So it's okay. So like sit with it and really like recognize the thoughts when they come. That's when you know how to go about them. So and like tell the mean girl, like, relax, take a back seat for now. Until when I need you. Like in the editing space.
In the editing
when you're
stage.
editing stage,
Yes.
I will need you there. So like take a back seat. Like like it's real in Amionga. So another like fears that come up for a lot of people. I think this one, yeah, I heard it this week when I was doing my 5-day challenge. One of my participants told me that one of her fears that there are too many books out there written on our topic, so nobody will read it. She's scared that nobody will read it. So like when you have that thought, like you're killing your creativity voice because behind like, okay, you're saying what you've got to say, your voice has no meaning. That should not do anything, should not impact anybody, which is not true. So, and when you think that way, just think about it that we shall continue to read no matter the millions of books already written on a topic. Just know that we shall continue to read no matter the millions of books on a topic, right? And you have billions of human beings on this on this earth alone. So, as a writer, even me, I've read more than I've written. How many books have I written? Like I've just written a year. Like, but the books I've devoured, the books I've read, man. In short, I kind of from when I was little, like the amount of what I've written, right? So there'll be more than what you can write in a lifetime. So there's definitely room for you. So don't think that everything has been written. If it's a relationship book, that one has been written a million times. Yes, they have been written. But you are you. You are only you, and you've got a unique perspective you will bring to that book when you write it. And you have a perspective, experiences that you have gone through that you can share. No one else can share it. Just like when they give a topic, the same topic to three people, to three writers, write something about it. You find that definitely they cannot write the same thing. They will write it from their own perspective, from their experiences, from their expertise, and they're unique to you. Just like our term prints, like they are totally
Yes.
different. We are
No
opinions, and
thumbprint.
there's no
No
one that
two
is the same
thumbprints are the
thing.
same.
Yes, so like too many books doesn't mean you can't write your own. So like don't let that fear really hold you back at all. Yes, this one is like the next the next fear. This one, I've gone through it. Like I experienced it like when was that? Like almost 2 months ago. Like comparing yourself to another person, man. This is okay when you compare yourself, your achievement or your experiences to another. Man, this can really get you to jealousy though so fast. And like it can turn toxic. Okay, like what happened to me was, as usual, going through Instagram and I saw one page. Of course, I followed the page. I'm like, God, she's doing awesomely well. And I can do this thing too, but I'm not doing it. Wow, this and that. And the thing was like getting to me negative. I was like, girl, what is this like? That jealousy wants to start. Do you get like wants to start? I'm like, what? No. So do you know what I did? I not block, like what I did on Instagram. I can't remember the word. I just like so that I will not be seeing
You
like
unfollowed. You unfollowed.
yeah, did I unfollow?
You muted.
Yeah,
You
muted
muted the
exactly. Yeah,
posts.
muted exactly. Yeah, I muted. I didn't unfollow. I muted the account. And I'm like, okay, I gave myself respect. Like, okay. Then when I've gotten myself, and I now shared with my coach, I now told him about like this thing. Is it like will it continue to be like this? He said yes. That he even told me his own experience. I read it when he mentioned he wrote it on the Facebook post. So he was telling me that it will come up. He said he was comparing himself to other coaches. He was earning 5 figures. Do you get? It's not as if he wasn't doing great. He was doing great, very well. But he was comparing himself with those that with 7 figures. And meanwhile, they've started ahead of you, maybe several years, sister. And me, these people, this person that I was looking at, comparing myself with, started business how many years ago? Do you get? Like, you're not on the same level. You
You're
cannot
on the
just
same
jump
level.
up like that. So, like, it's like writing too. When you find that okay, my writing is not as good as this person's, how many years has she been owning her writing skills, my girl? Maybe you just started. Give yourself a break. Don't do yourself a disservice. Don't compare yourself. So the only competition is yourself. Oh. The person you were last year compared to now. Yes, that's who you should compare yourself to. That is just it. You're not in competition with anybody.
You are
And
your own
as you
competition.
still like, yeah, personality begins where comparison leaves off. Be unique, be memorable, be confident, and be proud. Each of us has got our own gifts, our own package. We are packaged in special ways, individuals, and we have our own talent in different ways. So, like, just know that your own competition and not any other. And after that, like when I had that talk with my coach, like, okay, I know it will come, this will come once in a blue, and I know how to like conquer it. Yeah. So this is another fear, validation from outside. This one is a longing to feel that others hold you in good regard. You know that thing that you like, I'm writing, I'm a writer. I want to be known all the world round. I want to be known worldwide. My writing needs to hit heart. No, needs to impact. All those things. You are like you need those for you to continue with your creativity. And when you have this kind of fear, it will hold you back from showing up your greatness. Because you're really like waiting for something to like tell you that okay, you're okay to go ahead. You cannot call yourself a writer or your book is amazing. You understand? Like you're waiting for something which might never come. You like it might never come. And there's a lot of us that are talented as writers that we are like, let this get to us. Like, we can't share this until we are validated. Until like, okay, maybe until I'm chosen that I'm a best writer. Like, no. All you need to do is just you need to self-validate yourself. You give yourself the own permission. And you know that this writing thing, right? One of the essence of writing most time is to impact, to share your voice, like to share your opinion and to impact people. That's the point. Instead of the accolades come, whether the accolades come or not, do you get? Like just make your writing, your creativity the point and not the accolades. Right? So like that we self-validate yourself. It's going a long way. Yeah. Yes. And this takes us to imposter syndrome. Like one of my participants mentioned this too. Yes, and she knows herself. She's yeah, like she says she feels like this imposter syndrome is there. She has published her books, and a lot of people. She has readers that are reading it, and a lot of people tell you that man, this is good, but you have that unusual feeling of inadequacy, despite the success of what you've written, your books or your posts or whatever. You have that self-doubt, having a sense of like intellectual fraudulence that you're a fraud, that am I the one that did this kind of thing, like written this great or something? Like I'm not that, that your mind is like you're a fraud, you're not like up to this, but meanwhile you're successful at it. But like I think it's human, and it's like human to to think that, like, I think it's part of you, our makeup as human. So this is another this thing from an author, Sandra Brown. I know some of you will know her. She said in a conference, I picked it from a book. Say in a conference, Sandra Brown, she has like written, she's a bestseller. She writes fictions. She said, even after making the bestseller list so many times, I feel like I'm a fraud. And at this time, everyone will find out. Like, and I wonder, like, so where will this doubt leave me alone? Do you get? Like, it doesn't leave. The only thing, just embrace it when it shows up, because it's part of the creative process. As you've learned, even those big writers, Stephen King, the same thing. All those, Emmys way, all those, they go through, they feel the imposter syndrome. So, like, it's part of the process. So it's not only you. Yeah, and now this way come to the final fear. The other fears, but these are the 10 I feel that's like really make writers not to come out at their best. So, and this one is fear of no time. In short, I can't remember how many times I've heard of this. I use it myself too. I use it myself too. Like I said, no time, no time. I do know the thing. This fear of no time got like proven, broken, scattered in this COVID-19 period.
Yes.
In this COVID-19
Yes.
period, this fear of no time is COVID-19 scattered everything. Now, so like you might have different things like on your plate, life happens, but and you have like, do you want to build your auto platform? Which one will you do? Is it build relationship or social media? Like, do you find readers for your book? Blah blah blah. No, all those things will come, but like you are a writer, right? And you're writing. The important thing is for you to write. Those other things are parts that as a result of your writing, right? If you don't have anything written, why will you build an auto platform? And why will you build a relationship on social media for people to read your book or find the readers? So like fear of no time like makes us to feel like it's because of there's no time that we're not writing. Do you get? So like now, tip is like ask yourself, how much do you want this? That's where you can come from. Because we use this fear of no time as a mask. Are you really into writing? Do you really want to be a writer? Be sincere with yourself. How much do you want to be to do this? How much? It's when you ask yourself and you know that you will know the truth. Like you will know the truth that it's not the fear of no time. I'm not saying that won't life won't happen, that we like disrupt some things, but the fear of no time is not like most times the issue. So how much do you want this? You should ask yourself how important is writing to you. That's where you should start. Then schedule in writing time. If you feel you are like you have a lot of things to do, just schedule in time. We schedule time to go to doctors, right? Hmm. When we are not feeling fine, we schedule time, we go to see doctor, right? It's important because our health is very important. Our body is important to us, right? So treat your writing like such a way that you need to schedule a time. There's nothing like, oh, when I have the time, I will write. When I get the time, because we not do it. So if it's important to you and you know you want to write, then you need to schedule in the writing time. Find the most convenient time for you. For me, I found that I'm most productive when in the morning between 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. After that, I'm like sluggish or so. So like this quote says, well, the way we spend our time defines who we are, and it's so like true, very true. There's nothing truer than that. And you find that when you spend time on what is important to you, those things will be your value. They become part of you that if you don't do them, you feel like you will not feel okay. You feel out of place. So now the COVID-19, like let me get back to that. Most of us don't have time. We go to work from 9 to 5, right? We say we don't have. That's why we can't write. But now we have all the time in the world, we didn't even get to eat. We are not getting to eat. So that should tell us something that okay, let me just think, is this really what I want? Is this what I really want to do? Like you need to ask yourself that. So that should be like, so those are the 10 fears and the tip you can use to destroy. Then like this is I will share like 2 books with you that will really help you with fears as regard the creativity. I hope I'm still within time. My
Oh, yes, of
moderator.
course.
Okay.
You
Okay. Like,
are.
yeah, I have these 2 amazing books I want to share with you. Let me look for it. As a writer, they are going to help you to really know that this fear is not like only particular to you. I'm trying to get the book. That it's all creatives that go through it, and we grow through these fears as we grow in as we move ahead, as we grow. So one of the book is written by one of my favorite author. Is The Successful Author Mindset. The Successful Author Mindset, and it's written by um Joanna Penn. Let me show you the page. Okay, this is it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Is it clear?
I can see it. The Successful
Okay.
Author Mindset, Joanna Penn.
Yeah. Yes. So that's the book I read, and it's really helpful. It says a handbook for surviving the writer's journey. So it's really, really detailed, and she tells you her own perspectives, how she has gone through. Joanna Penn has written fiction and non-fiction book. She writes about creepy, yeah, I think creepy fictions, like they are so creepy, and she writes books for authors. This is one of them. So it's amazing. Then another one is written by, okay, wait, can I get it? Where is my, I want to show you the book. This one is the one of the best book I've gotten this year. So can you
I'll just put
excuse me?
the titles of the books
Okay,
in the
and the
chat.
title. Okay, let me just put it. So I'll put it
I'll put
when I
it.
get.
I'll put it. I'm doing that right now. I'm doing
Oh,
that
okay.
right now.
So okay, so the other one is by Jefferson.
Go and get it. You
Hey,
can go
what's
and
the?
get it.
Okay, I should go and get it.
Yes, you can.
Okay,
Go and get it.
okay. Let me go and get it. Ah, Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Yes. Oh my, I love this book. This is the book. Susan Jeffers. Feel the
Susan
fear
just hold
and
the
do
fair and
it
it anyway.
anyway. Oh my God, this book is amazing. Like when I started reading it, I'm like, oh, like so full of. Okay, let me quickly like share um some five truths about fear she discovered because she learned it, she went through it to really understand fears. So she gave the five truths about fear. The first one is the fear will never go away as long as I continue to grow. And that's the truth. As long as you continue to venture out of your comfort zone, the fear will keep coming, right? So that's one truth. The second one is the only way to get rid of the fear of doing something is to go out and do it. The third one is the only way to feel better about yourself, that about myself, is to go out and do it. The fourth one is not only am I going to experience fear whenever I'm on, whenever, listen, this is like profound. Not only am I going to experience fear whenever I'm on unfamiliar territory, but so is everyone else.
Hmm.
Digest that for a minute, for some seconds. Like, you're not the only one, right? You are not the only one. Not only am I going to experience fear whenever I'm on unfamiliar territory, but so is everyone else.
Everyone
We
else.
are all humans. We're going to go through it. So the fifth one was like pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a feeling of helplessness. This one too is so like profound for me. Like, let me read it again. Pushing through fear is less frightening than living with the underlying fear that comes from a feeling of helplessness. So like they are so like amazing. So those two books, the first one we really talk about the writing process, talk about the writing. Then the second one, this one, we talk about fear, general fear. So like any fears you can think of. So salam alaikum. So that's my
That's the
presentation.
end of your talk now.
Yeah, TED Talk.
Oh, Jazakumullah khairan. Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you very
Welcome.
much for that
You're welcome.
insightful, gem dropping presentation. It was,
MashaAllah.
and I am sure that everybody on this live session can attest to it, that it was an amazing session. You dropped so many gems, so many things to take away, so much wisdom to take
Alhamdulillah.
away. And I know that anyone watching this will be inspired to let go of all that fear, push them to the back seat, and get those pens writing. So we're going to take question and answers now
Answer.
for
Okay.
15 minutes. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. We can see them, and Sister Raheemah will get to it. She'll get to them. She'll get to them. She'll get to them. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we'll get to it. Mashallah, Mr. Raheemah nailed it. Can you see the chat?
No, I can't.
Oh, Mr. Raheemah nailed it. Jazakumullah
Okay. Let
khairan.
me get there. I think. Oh, yes, I can
You
see it
can see
now.
the
Yeah,
chat.
I can see now. Okay. Okay.
Okay. There's a question
Okay.
from Balkis. I was going to ask if there's any Muslim author.
Okay.
Is the question incomplete or? Perhaps it's incomplete. Maybe she'll complete it. That's written any of those guidelines on writing. Okay,
Okay,
she's
but I
asking
was
if
going to
there's
ask,
any Muslim author that has written any of those guidelines on writing.
okay, like guidelines pertaining to fears. Is that what she meant?
No, I
Guidelines,
think
the
she's in.
fear. Okay, let me read it again.
What if there's another question here? What if the fear is about acceptance on a larger sphere and not in one's comfort zone?
Okay,
How can such
what
fear be conquered?
whatever
If
if
the
it's a large scale example of a large scale sounds ambiguous. Like, okay, can you let me read that again? Like,
she
what about
said,
if the
what if the fear is about acceptance on a larger sphere and not in one's comfort zone?
mm,
How can such fear be conquered?
example, like larger scale? I want
Perhaps
to just understand.
maybe sending out posts on social media, perhaps, or putting out a
Okay,
blog, or writing a book that you are going to share worldwide.
okay, yes, like some of us are introverts, right? Most writers are introverts, actually. Most of us fear coming out to go and face an audience of 1,000 or something. So, like, if you feel you are like you can't come, is coming out of your comfort zone is so like huge. You don't need to like rush it, right? You can start writing for yourself only for now. Like, write, journal, put your thoughts down, like just free write anything that comes to your thoughts, and like write for yourself only, because no other pair of eyes will see it, right? Just write and like find your voice. And it's with
Mm,
like when you do it this consistently, it's the consistency you do it that will bring out that confidence in you.
mm,
So like let me give you an example. Like facing the camera, ha ha ha. It was like no for me. Like going live on Facebook, that wasn't my this thing at all. So it was last year 2019, I think earlier last year. So like I was just challenged. I told someone like I can't do this, how will I go on camera? And I was in a group of like-minded people. So like, just do it. Just say anything. Like, just go live and do it and say anything. I'm like, is it like that? Like, I just went to Facebook Live. And I talked about something about hacking at your writing little by little. I did like 1 minute or 2 minutes, and like I came up like I feel better. Like, so is that it? That's the fear. Like, I've done it. Do you get? So for you, if you feel that that comfort zone is like too like wide, just like take it a step at a time. Hmm? Take it a step at a time. Don't rush yourself. Like I said, don't compare yourself with others. Just take it as
mm.
you would take it. Like just take your time. Write for yourself first.
Confidence.
Write. Share it with like-minded people. People you know that they're doing the same thing. You'll get feedback, and they would, So like from there, you can move to like sharing on social media or wherever you want to like go. I hope that helps. That answered the question.
The confidence will come naturally as you keep practicing. Yes.
Yeah, it will come naturally. Consistency practicing.
Yes. So she said yes. The first question I was going to ask if there's any Muslim author that's written any of those guidelines on writing, and she said it is related to your topic, which is conquering your writing.
Okay, the fear, right? Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay,
If there's
okay.
any
Yeah.
Muslim author that's
Um,
written.
is there any like uh you see this it brought an idea for me. Like
It's exactly what I
that's
wanted to
another
say.
one.
This is a
As a
challenge. This is a
writer,
challenge for
it's
you
popping. Like
to write
I'm
something
not. Yeah, I'm not like
along that line
yeah.
because I've not
Yes,
seen
I'm
and this.
not. No, I'm not. to be sincere, I've not, as like a book or a guidelines, I've not read a Muslim writing of it. But do you know
I
what?
haven't as well.
I used to like, do you know what? And that's the book, like I think I mentioned it in the challenge that I'm looking at acting that was like I had with my and a coach. It's a
Mm-hmm.
new book idea. It's related to that kind of like is like a sequel or this thing. What do I say? Struggle of a lady, of a young Muslimah. I didn't want to put it out there like writing fears. That was what came to my mind as a non-fiction. Write fears. Okay, this is a dream. So I want
Okay.
it to be like a story, like creative story, like the person goes through those things. Like it's more like show. So I think that's the book. It's kind of what I have in mind to write as my next book. So I think that, but not like detail. I've not read anything detailed
Not,
about that. So
not
we
at
can
all.
take it up. Any of us can do that. Mashallah, you
Yes.
can do it. Yes. Because even
Yes.
my own will be different from your own. So like you can take it up. So that's
Like
the hint. That's an idea.
Like Toni Morrison said rightly, she said, if there's a book that you want to read and that has not been
Exactly.
written, you should write it
Written.
yourself.
Write it.
You should write it
Correct.
yourself. So it's a
Exactly.
challenge also, and this also
Yes.
takes me back to what I said during my opening remarks, that we need Muslim we need Muslim writers to tell our stories ourselves. Look at
Yeah.
now, we're looking for a book written by a Muslim. We're thinking if we'll see or if we'd remember if we've read a book about conquering threats written by a Muslim, and we couldn't even pinpoint one.
Mm.
And it's not really very good. And
It's not.
we can count thousands and thousands and thousands of books, such books, but not one written by a Muslim. And this is part
Yeah.
of why we are doing this, so that we can change that narrative. So that we can change. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge for us
Yeah.
in this life to try and put something down along those lines. And
Yeah.
it's really like
Yeah.
it's possible.
I'm excited to read such book actually.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes,
am.
yes.
Mm.
Now,
We have a lot to do. We need to just show up and stop allowing
it's
the
sure.
fear to grab us.
Yes.
Like
Also,
what I think, do you know what I think?
telling our stories for us and not in the way we want.
Exactly. It's so
Not in the way we want.
annoying. It's so annoying and infuriating. When you read a non-Muslim, whatever, a non-Arab telling you about Arab or a non-African like telling you what I mean, it's
Yes.
like it's not it at all. It's not it. It's not it.
And it's because
Not.
we are not showing up to tell our stories as Muslims, as Africans, as
Exactly.
men. So
Agreement.
something
Yeah, I don't know.
something that we
Ah,
we really need to work on. And bi'idhnillah, if we
isn't it?
bi'idhnillah, we can do it. We can do
Of
it. I
course, you
believe that
can
we
do
can do
it.
it.
You can do it.
Bi'idhnillah, we can do
Definitely.
it.
You can. Definitely. We are
And
smart.
we
We are
will.
smart.
Yes, we are
We
smart.
are intelligent.
We
We
are
are beautiful.
resilient. Yes.
Yes. And
We
we've
are
got
resilient.
Allah behind us. We got
Yes.
everything. What else do we need? For goodness sake, Abba. We've got Allah behind us. We got everything. So come
Nah,
on. Let's come out of our shells.
inshallah. Now,
Inshallah.
so if there are any more questions, we can take them. Now we have just a few minutes left, just like 2 minutes. As much
Okay.
as much as we'd love to have you continue dropping these gems, we have to say bye-bye.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
there, okay, are you reading this comment? There's good stories out there about what we're not.
Yeah.
It's about
Okay.
time.
Yes, it's about time, sisters. Yeah. This is a major reason
Major
we must
reason we
tell
must
our own
tell our own
stories to change.
stories.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly. That's it. We have to be responsible for what we need to do. And it's not just sitting back and saying, why did you write that kind of thing? That's not the truth. It's not true. So why did you come out and write the truth?
yes,
So that they will not write the untruths. Like
yes.
it's high time, really. And we don't have any excuse, actually. We don't have any excuse.
Yes, when we
We
think
are,
about it, we do not, because we have all these tools at
yeah,
our disposal. We have all
yes,
these tools at our disposal.
we do.
So,
We are not making everything easy.
I mean. So,
Yeah.
uh, Sister Engineer Raheemah, Engineer Accountant
It's
Raheemah
been a
Odusote.
while.
You're still an
Like
engineer.
engineer.
You're still an engineer.
Abi, Abi, no
So,
problem.
Jazakillah khairan for coming on. Thank you very much for coming on to
Yeah, it's
speak
my pleasure.
to us, to speak for us and to speak to us. Thank you, Jazakumullah
Yeah,
khairan.
it's
We
my
hope that
pleasure. Why you
when we
welcome.
call on you next time, you
Yeah,
will hearken to our call.
definitely. I will.
We
Inshallah. May
love
Allah
your,
spare
we
our
loved you.
lives.
Ameen,
Yeah.
ameen, ameen. We loved your
Amen.
presentation so much, and inshallah, we're going to take action. Inshallah, I
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
everybody on here feels the same way as I do. Now, so
Yes, inshallah.
to everybody, we're going to end the broadcast now. Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you for having me. Rayako. Thank you for having me. And the viewers, thank you very much. I love you for Allah's sake. Assalamu
Now,
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
so assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See
Wa
you
alaikum
in the
salam.
next at the next presentation by Tumkeen,
Bye bye.
5 p.m. GMT plus one. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh.